Hi, I'm Jim from SSL and we're here at the NAMM show 2010 from ProToolerblog.com. What we're launching at the show this year is X-Patch, which is an analog patch bay with full digital recall and control. Now, the box itself is a lot more flexible than it may seem at first. It has 16 analog inputs, 16 analog outputs, with input and output 1 and 2 mirrored on the front panel, which automatically override things plugged in at the back. So if someone comes around to your studio or you hire a piece of kit for the day, you don't need to crawl behind your rack to get it wired in. Most of the control actually comes from your computer, and it connects to the X-Patch via Ethernet. Now, a device can be one of 3 states in the X-Patch. The first is quite simple, and we call this an insert. So if you're connecting it to an analog or even digital recording console, you connect your insert sends and returns to the X-Patch and your outboard gear, and then patch in any gear on any channel that you want. Just like the SSL Matrix console, you can create chains of outboard. So if when you work with a singer, you always use the same mic pre, the same EQ, and the same dynamics, you can store that chain as a preset and load it onto any channel at the click of a button. The second type of thing you can connect to it is what we call a device. Now this is something that has an input and an output that you want to use at the same time. So an EQ, a compressor, a channel strip that you're running a signal through. The third form is an unlinked device. Now this could be, for example, a channel strip with a mic pre that sometimes you only want to take an output from, and sometimes you want to use the whole strip as an insert. Equally, it could be a guitar amp. We'll get back to that in a little bit. All of these inputs and outputs are individually switchable between +4 and -10. So it's also a DI box, and it can integrate older analog synths into a modern balanced setup. And in terms of using it, it's very, very simple. Let's say I want to put a compressor on my kick drum. So I go to my channel that I've called my kick drum insert, and I choose the compressor that I want. That's now patched in on that channel. Equally, going back to the example of the singer with the chains, I can choose any of these chains, and this, for example, has a 4000 series mic pre, 4000 dynamics, and 4000 EQ, instantly put onto the channel. Where X-Patch starts to get particularly clever is the fact that all of these presets that we store in here can be recalled by a standard MIDI program change. And this can be sent from a controller keyboard, your DAW, or even a foot pedal, which combines quite nicely with the fact that on the input 1 and 2 on the front of the X-Patch, we have an auto-sensing instrument input. So you can plug your guitars or basses in direct on the front, all of your pedals in on the inserts, and your guitar pedal chains can be recalled at the touch of your foot with a standard MIDI controller switch. X-Patch will be shipping at the end of this month, so the traditional NAMM statement of not available, maybe May, does not hold true in this case, and its list price is £700, $1,199. Thanks for looking, and don't forget to check back on the blog for more info. Cheers.